All right, so it was brought to my attention that I must have lost the footage that I had recorded about how you make money, how you basically generate coins for yourself, automatically, anyways. And I went back and looked, and yeah, I definitely didn't include that in the videos, and I'm not sure what happened to that footage, so I figured I would cover it here real quick with you guys again. The first thing you're going to want to do. It's the easiest way I've seen it anyways. I'm sure, hey, if you guys know a way to make better money easier, let me know. But the basic idea is I made some of these stonework factories from industrial foregoing. So if I do stonework, you can see here's the recipe. And it's basically just a crafting table, a machine case, a furnace, water bucket, pink slime, some plastic. Not a big deal, right? And I made 4 of them. So we're going to take these 4 and we're going to hook them up over here to some power. This is just power. And then this is a line going to the ender chest. And the reason we've got the ender chest is like if I wanted to make sand. And I think I did show you guys this with the stonework factory. Is that you could turn these on to grind mode. And it'll take that cobblestone. Because basically what this does is this just generates cobblestone from power. Just free cobblestone from power. And if you have the first line set to grind mode, it's going to grind it down into gravel. And if you set the second line, we're going to grind that into sand. And so on and so forth. You can play with this. There's different things you can do with it depending what you need out of it. But for us, we were just generating cobblestone. Okay? And then what you can do from there is you make a task screen, or you get a task screen. I think we got one from like a very early quest in this. I've got a couple of them, but they're basically just a quest book surrounded by cobblestone. And you take that task screen and you put it here. Okay? And we're going to shut off insert on this guy so that it just goes into this. And what's going to happen is all of the cobblestone that each of these is generating will go into this guy here instead of into here, right? He was just in case you wanted the sand, then you could switch them. The task screen, you can just right click on and you get this screen here. And you can say, okay, well, what task am I interested in fulfilling? Well, there's a bunch of stuff you can put in here to make money. So if we wanted to dump ender pearls in, for example, whatever that task is, I'd have to go find it. Whatever that quest is, you would get coins for that. But in our case, we were doing cobblestone because it was just the easiest. So 64 cobblestone gives you 1 reward, 1 currency. What was the ender pearls? 1 ender pearl gives you a reward of 15 coins. So if you're generating ender pearls easier, this is another way to go because you get 15 coin versus the cobblestone. So there's just a ton of stuff that whatever you're generating, you can put into the task screen and you'll get the money for it. So let's go back to cobblestone for our use. Okay. And then for skin, I didn't mess with this at all, I don't think, because that's why it says air. Input only true is what you want to set that to. And then the icon is like what shows here on the face of it. And you can choose whatever you want to go on there. So we chose cobblestone, obviously, because it makes sense. So we know what we're piping into here. Okay. And what that's going to give us is every time this gives us a 64 stack of cobblestone, which happens pretty quick, you see we get a coin in our inventory. It'll happen automatically. It just appears there. So then you can either consume that coin or put it into your network and consume it later. If we look at our network right now, we've been doing a lot of this for a while. So we've just got a ton of stuff here. But what you do next to get it out of your inventory, because otherwise this thing would gum up with stuff, is you come over here and you create what's called a player chest. Okay? So if we look at the player chest, this guy here, it's some ender casings, which are just empowered diamantite crystals, which I think we did those in the empower. That's how we got those, is you just throw some clay and a diamantite crystal and all that in your empower. Anyways, and I think you might get one of these as a reward at some point too, maybe. What was it? Maybe not. I know we made this one. I wasn't sure if you got one as a reward, but either way, just that's your recipe. And then when you're in that thing, if you right click on it, this kind of gives you an image of this is what your inventory looks like, right? So you can then click insert only, no access, full access, or extract only. And what we're doing basically is we're saying We only want to extract out of our inventory. So if something goes into our inventory, the player chest will try to pull it out of your inventory and put it in here. And then what we did is we did an import cable where I put a coin filter on here. And so basically what we're saying is anytime on any of these slots a coin appears, like if we were to loot it or pick it up off the ground, anytime it shows up in our inventory, extract it out of our inventory and put it back in the network, basically. So we've set this to extract only on all of these, and we're specifically only looking for coins with this filter. And that way, as that thing generates coins, they appear in your inventory for a second, and then they disappear and go onto the network. And it can be a little glitchy. Don't get me wrong. It does weird stuff if, you know, you're placing things sometimes. So just be aware. It kind of is weird. I wish it would always, when the coin appeared, it would always go into your inventory up in here. Then it wouldn't be a big deal, but it does go to your slot first. If you have any open slots down here. And then that will pick it up from there. And that's where it can get weird when you're trying to place blocks or do different things. Just be aware of that. But either way, that just basically slowly generates coins over time. So that's how we did that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is go visit a swamp, because there is a line of quests. Where are you? Cleanup crew, not the radiation one. He moves these things around every time he updates, so I lose where they are. I think it is... not that. Yes, that was actually it. We want to go here. We're looking for an altar in a swamp biome. That's going to be the one that we're after right now. Because what this is going to do is this is going to open up... this is going to open up the next dimension that we can go visit. So let's go for swamp. Any of these are fine, I guess. Let's just go... I'm just looking to see if any one of the swamp would be fine. Probably swamplands would be good. Let's do that. Start the search. And we got our nearest swamplands. It's still searching. Not found. Oh, okay, so maybe that's actually in the other biome. That's ultimately where we're going, is the Betweenlands. Let's try that again, and that's probably, that biome is probably on the other side where we're going. So this is Minecraft swampland. Let's start that search. Alright, found. So we're going that way, 1400. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap back out. We did already. We put our ender plate on. And launch ourselves high into the air. There we go. Start heading this way. So it actually wasn't too far away. That's what we're looking for right there. One of those druid rings. And so what we got to do is we got to go in here and we got to farm druids until we get all the pieces of a talisman. Let me look at the quest before we go in there. Find an altar in the swamp biome. Okay, so that's the first part. We come over here and we're like, oh, hey, look, it's an altar. Oh, no, what's that? Oh, he's a dark druid. What does he do? Oh, he hits you. Well, I bet I hit harder. What else does he do? He dies, that's what. And then they should start popping in and around this. You'll get multiples of them. And you're looking for a drop. So there's the quest. We found the altar. And so you're looking for these pieces of the talisman. They look like this, basically. And then that's a thing that the druids do. They fling you into the air. And so if you can't handle falling, then you're going to be in trouble. So make sure you have what you need for fall damage. And then we should have just picked up... Dang it. Alright, so let's turn... No, we aren't. Okay, I'll say our magnet card off. We're not. So we got one piece of the swamp talisman. And so now we just basically hang out and farm druids until we have all 4 pieces. What the heck was that? Excuse you? Oh, it's one of those rocks. I shoot harder. Missed him. Where'd he go? Got him. Got the next piece. So now we have 2 pieces. Didn't think it was going to be like that, did you, Mr. Druid? Excuse me? Got a 3rd piece. Just need 1 more piece of the talisman. I think I saw a druid right there. I did, and that was it right there. So that's what we need. Right there. Alright, let's kill off some druids. They're not messing with us. We go into here, and you just click all of these in. And then, they form up like Voltron. Swing. Bam. And now we got the Sacred Talisman. Well, as soon as it's done forming. Or maybe we take it out of here. Yeah, okay. Sorry. We take it out of here. There we go. So now we have that. Quest completed Betweenlands. Advancement made. Give me that. And so if we look at our quests here. And I think the druids stop spawning once you've done that. That leads us into these, right? So we got that. We got some water walking boots. We got kill the dark druids, which we just did. And we got located between hell and the overworld. This dimension is not for the faint of heart. Dangerous energies reside along with treacherous extraterrestrial life forms awaiting for foolish adventurers to enter. Oh yeah, we're doing that. And let's see what we got out of that one, shall we? Boom. And boom. Railgun. Neat. Alright, so now we head home, and we'll get prepared to go to the Betweenlands. So I'll catch up to you guys back at the house. Anyway, so for this next part, we are going to come over here to the edge of our tree farm. And we're going to plant a sapling. Any sapling I think works. So we'll just put this right here centered up. This is a big tree that we're about to make, just so you know. Be prepared for that. So if you take a sapling and you take your talisman and you right click on a sapling, it creates the portal to the Betweenlands. And so you're basically, I'm going to go out the top here so I can show you what it looks like. And I'll show you why it was important that you did it large. It makes a tree like that big. You see that? It's a monster tree, right? It's a cool looking tree. I like it. But you just got to be ready for how big that tree is going to be. You can see how it kind of digs into the ground too, so give yourself room. And then what happens is any of these 4 doors, they all lead to the same place. They're going to lead to a tree on the other side, so we've got a few things we're taking with us. An iron sword. We're going to take 1 gourmet burger and 1 bread because I want to test a theory on something. And if you're not using tinker tools, I don't know if you want to take your weaponry with you because I think all tools except for tinker tools become corrupted on the other side. The Betweenlands is like an entire adventure in of itself, and it kind of wants you to use everything on the other side. I don't want to do that, so we're going to take our tinker tools. So we just walk in the portal, give it a minute. Oh, don't throw up. And we appear on the other side, so it takes it a minute to load the first time. Alright, we appear on the other side. And a tree on the other side. So if we go out here, welcome to the Betweenlands, you guys. It is one giant swamp. And it is treacherous as heck. I'm not sure, but I think the tree might have spawned on top of a monster. So it's like suffocating under the tree. One thing to be aware of with the Betweenlands is that the floors are terrible. All the mud and the swamp and stuff will slow you down. Oh hey, guy that apparently spawned right next to my tree base. This guy looks like that. It's all freaky looking. This is daytime, by the way. So it's kind of nasty. There's like things you step on, you'll get poisoned. And then you can't really... Excuse me. What was it that was poisoning us? It was... Let's take off that and put this on real quick so I can see a little better. One of these things in here... Yeah, it's these. Whatever these are, the nettles. Those will... They hurt. They're like spikes, basically. You're going to want to make sure you make an immediate waypoint. So we're going to make a waypoint right here so we have home, because you do not want to get lost in this zone. Home in red. Save that waypoint. That way we always find our way home. And then another thing you want to do is you want to secure yourself like a wall around this or something, because you get blood moons in this zone, and then all of the swamp hags and stuff start coming to attack you in waves, and so you don't want them to have access to your stuff. We're going to be building a kind of a base around this, I think, is what we're going to do. And the other thing I want to point out, and it's kind of hard to see with the armor. Let me see if I take off my armor, if I can show you. Let's go to the top of the tree where it's safe real quick. I'm going to do like I did over here. Let me put the jetpack back on real quick. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. You see what happened to the food immediately when coming through? It rotted. So you can't bring food from the other world here. You're going to have to find ways of doing it without bringing food. You basically got to get food here on this side. Or in my case, I brought my Hydra's Vigor, and that fixes up everything. But let's take off our armor real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, so you can see what you need to see. All right, without the armor, if you look on the right side of my bar there, you see how you've got those little brown circles? That's like your corruption in this world, and you want to keep that high, because if it gets low, you start going slower, and then you'll start taking damage after it gets all the way down. And I want you to see how slow weapons here swing. That's the iron sword that we brought. This, however, we're fine. See? So we can probably take out that little bat monster thing there, wherever it went to. The way you get your corruption back up, and what you want to do is there are sap trees, and so we need to see if we can find a sap tree. Let me put my armor back on real quick. We're going to use the jetpack, because as I was trying to say, which I didn't do a very good job of, we'll just throw all this out. The ground here is treacherous, and so it'll pull you down constantly. Where did we get a slimy bone from? Interesting. I don't remember what the sap trees look like. Was it these? What is this? This is a sap tree. So these are what you're looking for here. So what you want to do is, as soon as you get here, find one of these, and you're going to want to basically mine it out as much as you can. Right? And I think the problem is I have Silk Touch on that, so let's go ahead and get rid of the sword. I just wanted to show you how pointless those were. If we put that down there, and we get, do I have an axe that isn't Silk Touch? I got all of these. I don't think I have a Tinker axe, do I? Hatchet, maybe? At Tinker. Nope, nothing in there that's Tinker. What if we just use this guy, this woodland hatchet? It's probably not going to work, but we'll see. Yeah, see how slow that is? Alright, there you go. So that's really what you want to do, is you don't want to break these with Silk Touch. So I'm going to stack all these up, and then I'm just going to dig straight down again real quick. Because we need all of that sap that we can get. One of these trees like this should be enough to get us through a while. But you can see how slow it is. Alright, and then if we take these saps that we've been getting, and we eat one, and you see the brown there starts to go up. So just basically keep yourself in sap for a while, and you'll be good to go. So let's see if we can dig the rest of this out real quick. Alright. There we go. And, Let's take this guy out because I don't like this being right up against my base right here. This makes me nervous. He's dead. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Let's get all this stuff. Take everything. Not that we need any of it, but we're out. We'll let that explode all the way down. Now we got a big giant hole there. Alright, and then let's just start throwing all this stuff back in the network real fast. And I'm going to get some stuff and prepare getting my base a little secure here. So hang tight and I'll be back ASAP. Okay, so there are a bunch of monsters to be aware of in this pack here, or this mod. That's one of them right there. It's the swamp mummy. And I think what'll happen is he will come flying at you and possess you, and you have to like hit the thing that circles around you while he's possessed you. Just real quick, I cleaned up around the thing, built a wall. Oh hey, it's one of these froggies. These things you can tame and ride them like horses. So these are like the horses in this pack, but you need dragonfly wings, I think it is, to tame them. So we'll leave him alone. Let's deal with the scary mummy real quick. Where'd he go? There he is. So there's a scary mummy there. And I think once we do damage to him, he'll well, if we didn't insta-kill him. If we didn't insta-kill him, what'll happen is he comes out like a face that flies at you, and then he starts circling around you and doing massive amounts of damage. And what you have to do is just target that face that's flying around you, kill it, and then you'll be alright. Anyways, there's another thing I want to do before we go adventuring, and that's I'm going to pull these portals off. Because really, to get this portal, all you need is these frame blocks here. And I want this to be my base, but I want to specify like where my portal is within the base. So I think we're going to do it in the center here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through, and I'm going to pull the portals off of the ones on the other side first, and then put them back up in my base and see if we can get them to connect up. And we'll see. This might take me a few minutes of fighting back and forth with this, but we can take this. You see how that breaks? We just got to get the portal box real quick. And I'm going to break all of them here so the connection to the other side disappears. Okay, actually I think these were door size, weren't they? Yeah, there you go. So you just got to do these as a regular door size, and it didn't seem to matter how I placed these. They just became, go away, ghost. They just became automatically. So that's just something to be aware of. So let's go back through and see where we end up at. Give it a second. Alright, so we're a little ways away, but not too far. See the difference there to there? Okay, so now that we've got the portal built on this side, to get it to link to where we want it to link to, is we right-click it on the portal, and now it's linked to this portal, right? And then we come through on this side. And we can right-click on any of these portals to place it in that portal as well, right? But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it below ground here. So we have like a walkway. So let me see. This is the center pillar here. So we're going to do like a walkway here. An underground thing. Let me just dig this down real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so we're all built up down here. We've got us a weedwood staircase. Weedwood is this wood. Basically all these big trees are made out of weedwood. Of course we got our outside area here, which we're going to fix all this up in a minute. But this is our center pillar. This is where our base is located. We come down here under the ground and we're going to have a portal lit here. And we're going to right click on it, and now they're linked together. And now we should be able to break these. So let me just break the top of each one real quick. I think it's about to storm, it sounds like. Okay. So now the only portals that exist are the one downstairs and this one. So we should be able to go down here. Portal through. It should show up in my basement portal room. Boom. This is where we're at. And then if we go back through, it should put us in our underground portal under where our portal tree appeared on this side. There we go. Advanced darkness. What's that? Don't know what that is. Sounds like storm, doesn't it? In this side. I don't see any rain. That's weird. I don't know what that sound is. Wonder if it's the sound of that. Huh. Very weird. Alright, but we're set now. We've got a base of operations. We've got where we want our portal to come through. We can start building up a base on this side.